So you're using Google Ads and you're having varying results, wondering if you're using audience targeting well enough. Because if you're not, you're leaving precious money on the table. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use the in-market audience, AdWords or Google Ads feature to your advantage so that you're able to generate pre-qualified middle of the funnel leads for your business with it. And I'm going to also show you what in-market audiences are, how they work, and why they're so important for you to be using in your own marketing campaigns. Hey everyone, I'm Richard Cruz. My agency tests and develops cutting-edge Google Ads strategy every single day. And in these videos, we share with you the best tips and strategies to help you see better results with your own Google Ads campaigns. But before we get started, do me a favor, click that subscribe button and the bell so that you are able to receive free tips and strategies from us as we release new videos in the future. So in-market is a specific audience that Google makes available to you and I, telling us that they are in a shopping window. And if you like to get your product or service in front of them, you're able to using the dashboard. And if you don't have a marketing list, in-market is really the hottest audience that you can go after. What's not to love about that? Here's my little upper funnel, middle funnel, strategy. And this is where those leads are. They're already, pre-qualified. So it's so cool. It is really what I would refer to as low-hanging fruit, that middle of the funnel. And by the way, middle of the funnel is just a marketing term that people throw around that just says they're people that are ready to buy. Upper funnel or top of funnel refers to cold traffic. And there's lots of marketing that's done every day, huge amounts of advertising spent on cold traffic. Cold traffic is always going to be way more expensive and it's going to be less performing at a lower level. It won't perform as well. Your mid-funnel market is always going to be a much better return on investment because they're ready to buy. So you want to make sure you have some strategy in how you go after this middle funnel. Even though typically when someone comes into your funnel, you're bringing them into your middle funnel, so they know you at that point there. So they're still strangers to you, but because they're ready to buy, they tend to buy very quickly and move right down into becoming a customer. So how does Google know? I mean, who is really in the market for your product or service? Their systems, they record every search that you and I perform, every YouTube video that we watch, whether you have an iPhone or an Android. Google Maps logs wherever you go, the route that you use to get there, how long you're staying at a particular place, whether it's a restaurant, store, wherever you're at. It's fair to say that they have more and better data than anybody on the planet. So why not use their amazing data to generate new customers for your business? And in-market is one of those tools that you can use at your disposal. The in-market audience data is really fresh. It's within the last 14 days. Now, versus affinity audiences, for example, is a long-term audience. An example of an affinity audience would be a CrossFit athlete, for example. He works out 5 days a week. He's into fitness and nutrition, and he's going to need workout gear that wears out often. He's a customer that you can market to year round versus your in-market audience is that window of time I was telling you about. If you sell cars, for example, and the shopper spends 2 to 3 weeks looking at cars and test driving cars, that's your window. Once he buys, he's probably not going to be needing another car for the next 3 to 7 years. So you've got to be able to capture that window. So let's head over to the Internet Marketing Audience AdWords dashboard in Google Ads, and then I'm going to show you how. First, what you want to do is you want to set up your goal type. What kind of leads do you want to get? Do you want to get sales, leads, website traffic? You've got to choose your first goal here. So in this particular case, let's say that we choose that we want to go after sale. Then choose your campaign type. The in-market audience AdWord options are these 3 that you can select from. You can opt for display, or you can opt for search, or you can opt for video. These are the three that will work with in-market audiences. So what you'll do is, let's say in this case that we select search. And then what you'll do is you'll set what your goal is of how you want to bring them in, whether those are website visits, phone calls. So in this case here, let's say that we're going to go with website visits and phone calls. Before you start selecting though, I want you to scroll down to this section right here first, observation versus targeting. Targeting is this option here, the first one on top, and it narrows the reach of your campaign to the selected audiences with the option to adjust bids. Observation, on the other hand, does not narrow the reach of your campaign, and it can adjust the bids on the selected audiences for you. Google recommends using observation. So make sure that you go down and you select this box first, and you'll find that your in-market audience Google Ads results are going to perform better with observation instead of targeting. So in here, you'll set up your campaign name. So for example, I'll name this at the campaign level in market. And I will say, for example, I am running a search campaign that we had run as well. And I am running this one here on mobile. And so I want that one to be quite clear there as well too. And where my locations are. And so this one here is running US, and then what my specific details are on it as far as my bidding and bidding strategies. So let's say, for example, I am running a return on ad spend, and I have got a $80 target return on ad spend. So your naming conventions are just so critical, and I'll create for example, a different campaign for each device type right here, as long as I've got enough budget to work with. So I want to know what's happening here on mobile, on tablet, on desktop. By using good naming convention, I can manage this campaign performance at the high level, at the campaign level, without having to dig down and go get into granular views and see what's working or not. It allows me to see instantly what's working and what's not working so much faster. This is a step I could tell you that I have seen so many times that many agencies will miss. They just lump everything together, and they have a really hard time spotting opportunities where winners are and where losers are, and being able to optimize that campaign. It's quite tedious. I mean, to set up an account this granular, I mean, you wind up having a lot of layers of campaigns and ad groups, but it pays off. The best way to do it is using an editor. The editor tool, it's a fabulous tool. It's hundreds of times faster. It makes the setup of an in-market audience Google Ads campaign cleaner and better all around, because you're able to get all of your data in there. For the ad group, as I scroll down here, as I'm setting everything up, as I go into the campaign and the networks, and I'm going through all of my components here. I don't have enough time to walk you through everything, but as I'm getting into the sections of creating my ad group, same thing, using good naming conventions, so important. Don't combine your in-market audience with keywords. This is a huge mistake that I see made often. You'll pollute it, and it's hard to tell which ad sets are your winners and your losers. Use in-market without any keywords. Test your different in-market audience AdWords, ad groups against each other to find the winners. If one of your in-market audiences is hogging up all of the budget, which will happen quite often, if you really got a great performer, I suggest that you take that out, create its own campaign, so move it up there, give it its own budget. Then those starved ad groups that weren't getting any impressions, now they'll start running the rest of your budget there, and you'll find another great winner. And that's how you start really defining and finding out which of your in-markets are going to be performing best. And let me show you some examples on in-market. So say, for example, you're here in ideas, and let me just use a women's apparel in market. You can see here it has in market, it has affinity audiences, and so you want to look through here, and you've got your search feature here, you've got your ideas here, and then you're able to browse who they are, which is your demographics, what their interests are, that's affinity, but then what they are actively searching for in market. And so you have your in market. And as you come here, you've got, say, baby and children's products. Then you can drill down and you can go specifically. A really nice way to be able to get to your data quickly is to be able to search by website. So for example, I was looking earlier. So let's say we did Tesla.com. Let's say you are Elon Musk. Put your website in here, and what it'll do is it will bring up the keywords, the in-market audiences that Google feels are applicable for you. And what will happen here, for example, so Tesla Motors, people that are actively looking for that, people that are actively looking for hybrid alternative vehicles, that's a great, in-market audience to be able to go after. And it lists them right in here. So build up those right here, but run them separately in separate ad groups so that you can test them and you can get the right data. So that you can generate your campaigns. So with that website feature on there, a really, really great tool to be able to use. And as you dig through here, you'll be able to browse. You can use competitors keywords. If there's a major player in your industry, you could look and see what some of those in-market audiences that are in there. And once you've developed your list, you start baking those into your campaign. And that is how you use in-marketing audiences, AdWords tools to make your Google Ads more successful and more profitable. You don't want to run in market just everything. I mean, you don't want to just stay there because it's a very narrow market. You want to use a variety of different means of targeting when you're running campaigns. You want to stay broad, but you don't want to miss in market. That should be a piece of your portfolio, if you will, that is a really good solid piece. You want to test and you want to find which in-market audiences work best for you that you can count on and you can run consistently day in, day out as people move in and out of that shopping window. So I got a question for you. What's one thing that you learned today? Put it in the comment box below because I love to hear your feedback. It helps me make better videos as a result of your feedback. And if you found that this video was helpful, do me a favor, give it a big thumbs up, share it, subscribe, click that bell button so you're alerted of future training videos like this. Thank you for watching. It was great being with you today.